Oh hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if this is your first time here. So this video is brought to you by Ummmm, or in other words, looking face. So I was just on YouTube scrolling down my timeline, and then all of a sudden I see Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez, woman of color, foundation, concealer, and I'm just like, whoa, what is going on here? And so I just went and clicked on the video and I saw that, oh, Selena Gomez came out with a makeup line. Okay, I might have to try it out and see if there is a shade for me. And so I went on Sephora and I literally just picked some colors that I thought were my shade. I kind of based it off of my shades in Fenty Beauty, and for concealer I just went a few shades lighter. And so lo and behold, when I went to Sephora, the colors that I picked were literally the same exact ones that match my shade in Fenty Beauty. The only thing is that the numbers do not match exactly. It's just the shades that I happened to pick were the exact same shades as my Fenty Beauty makeup. So I was like, okay, I could work with this. And so today I'm just gonna be unboxing the 3 makeup products that I decided to pick up. And these are the foundation, concealer, and blush. So when it comes to me doing my makeup, these 3 products are the ones that literally make or break the show. So I am combination oily skin, and so when I pick a foundation, I want one that is mattifying so that by the end of the day I'm not too oily and all of that. And so that is why I went for the foundation. And then I also went for the concealer because that is one of the main products that I use when it comes to doing my makeup, because I use it for my eyebrows, I use it for under my eyes, and basically just the whole highlighting routine. So lastly, I picked up the blush because once I'm done with my makeup, I like to bring some warmth back into my face. And so I tend to go with some blush just to, just bring it all together. So in this video, we're just gonna unbox these makeup products and I'm gonna show you the application of it as well. So if you have not done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. So this is the foundation. This is the packaging that it comes in. It's very simple. And so the shade that I am in this foundation is 540C. And in Fenty Beauty, I am in shade 460. This is what the foundation bottle looks like. It definitely resembles Fenty Beauty in terms of the glass finished bottle and then the white cap, except it has a round ball on top of it, but this definitely reminds me of Fenty Beauty. And so when you open it, it comes with the applicator like this. And so, yeah, this is what it looks like. The consistency seems kind of watery. So we'll see how it looks when I apply it on. So next, the concealer comes in similar packaging like this. This is also the blush. They come in similar packaging. The concealer is Liquid Touch Corrector, and the shade that I got was 500N. And this is what the bottle looks like as well. The same glass finish as the foundation. I think it's cute. I like how it has a little round thing at the top. It's very cute and simple to open. And so this also has, this also has this type of applicator as well, and it has a more thicker consistency than the foundation. So here's the blush. It still has the glass finish on it, and it has a gold finish at the top, which I think is really cute. And the color that I got in this was Love. It kind of looked like lip gloss, but it's a liquid blush. So I was a little bit hesitant to get a liquid blush because I'm like, first of all, how am I supposed to apply it and how is it gonna stay? But apparently you can use a beauty blender or a brush, so we'll figure it out as I apply it on. And so these are the 3 products that I got, and so now we're just gonna go straight into applying. So the first thing that I do when I do my makeup is obviously my eyebrows. Before that, I like to prime my face with some primer, and the primer that I've been loving lately is the Milk Hydro Primer. It kind of has like a serum type consistency, and I absolutely love it. It really holds my makeup for a long period of time. So I just pump some to my face and then I spread it across my face. So once that's done, I go straight into my eyebrows. So for concealer, I typically like to apply it straight from the concealer tube. This one has a really thick application tip, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but I'm just gonna try it just because. So yeah. I don't know how I feel about this concealer. I feel like maybe the color I picked is a bit too red, but it did match the Fenty one. So now I'm starting to question myself. So this is it in comparison to the Fenty one. I'm just gonna blend out my eyebrows. I really like how smooth the concealer is. It's not sticky, like it's smooth. Kind of like a satin type of finish. So eyebrows done. Here's what it looks like. I personally think it's a little bit too red. I might have to go back and get a color that is a bit more cooler. So next thing is gonna be the foundation. So this is very liquidy, like it's like dripping down the sides of the applicator. I'm just gonna apply a little bit on and see if it's buildable. This foundation feels like I'm applying oil to my face. The consistency is kind of weird. It feels like I'm literally applying oil on my face. Yeah. All right, so let's just blend it out and see what happens.
A few moments later.
So here is what the foundation looks like. I like how it has like a satin finish to it, but it does kind of feel like oily on my face. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like oil, but it doesn't look like it. It's very satin. Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal underneath my eyes and just do what I typically do for concealer. I actually do like the fact that the applicator tip is a bit thicker because then it gives you more surface area to cover. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in. So I feel like with this, a little goes a long way. I think I may have applied too much concealer, especially because it's liquid. It doesn't tend to just stay, it's kind of fluid, so it moves. I feel like it's too like liquidy, like too oily kinda. I'm just gonna see if this can dry it up a bit. I kind of wish it was more like, just a tad bit drier. Here's what it looks like once I allowed the fan to kind of just set it a little bit more, and I feel like it looks a little bit better. I'm not sure if you guys are able to tell on camera, but it looks like it's kind of like settled in better now. I actually kind of do like the fact that the concealer is not as a thick consistency as most concealers, because then when I highlight underneath my cheekbones, it's easier for me to spread it around and blend it, instead of if it was a bit thicker, it would just stay in place and be harder to blend in. So I actually like that bit of it. So the next thing that I do is I go ahead and apply my eyeliner and then my lashes. And the lashes that I'm using are from CB Lash Galore in the style Ava. I'm gonna link it in the description box below. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna use my Fenty Pro Filter setting powder in the shade Nutmeg. I've had this particular one since February of last year and I still have it. It's done, so I went ahead and picked up a new one. So if you're looking for a setting powder that, you know, works well, I definitely recommend Fenty. I know this video is about rare beauty, but yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna set my face. This is the brush that I use to set my face. I'm applying it to everywhere that I put the concealer on. I typically use this brush to also just go ahead and just wipe it off. I don't tend to keep this setting powder on my face too long. Okay, so I'm all done with that. I didn't contour my face because I really like how there was a contrast between the highlight and the foundation. So I just left it as how it was. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I'm able to tell on my side. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the blush. This is one of my favorite parts of doing makeup, so I hope this will actually work well. So the color that I got in the blush is In Love, and I like how her products are named after like some Christian keywords, so like love, faith, grace, all of that. I think it's really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the blush. So the consistency is kind of similar to the concealer. So let's just apply a little bit, because the general trend that I'm seeing with these products is that a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just gonna apply just a dot. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and use this brush to blend it out.
Twelve seconds later.
I don't know where it just disappeared to, so I guess a little doesn't go a long way. I'm gonna just reapply that.
Meanwhile,
Where's the blush I was just using? It literally disappeared. Like, I can't find where I just put it. I'm just gonna blend out. Wait, huh? Okay, I found it. It's right here. Okay, that I feel like is a lot more than I needed to apply.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
I love the finish to this. It's so smooth and it blends really well. But one thing that just happened is that if you leave it on your face too long without blending, it's actually gonna stay and dry up. So there were actually two kinds of blushes. There was the matte one and then like the more glowy one. And I went for the matte one because the color that I wanted, the glowy one, would have been a little bit too bright for me. And so that's why I went with the matte one. But then I just realized that if you do not blend it right away, it's gonna dry and stick to your face like this. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I really love how warm it is. I love it. It's bringing the color right back into my face. This is exactly how I like my blush to look. So next, I'm just gonna take a little bit of highlight and just highlight the top of my cheeks. I'm gonna see how this blush looks like applied to the lips as a lipstick kinda. So let's see how that looks, if it works for both. So it can actually work for a lip gloss, lip tint. I actually like how it looks. Okay, so I'm all done and this is what the makeup looks like. So I actually went back to read the product description and it's not necessarily meant to be a matte finish. It's supposed to boost your natural glow. And so that was how come I was getting that dewy look I was talking about, is that's what it's supposed to do. So I think I may have found my winter foundation, because I actually do like that it is a dewy type of glow. But I will still need to set it because the way my face is set up, I'm gonna turn out like an oil ball by the end of the day. I love how subtle it looks and how everything just ended up working together. And so the blush, I'm loving. The concealer, I'm liking now that it has been set, and the foundation as well. I'm liking now that everything has been blended out together and has gotten some time to settle in. So pros and cons of these products that I just used. I'm just gonna start off with the cons. So the cons are that initially when you're applying, you really have to be careful with how much you're applying, especially for the concealer and the foundation. Because they are liquid, they tend to be more fluid. And so if you apply a lot all at once, you're gonna have to just do a lot of blending and waiting for it to just settle in. Another con I would say is with the blush, where literally if you get the matte one, right when you put it on your face, just be sure to blend it out. If not, it's gonna dry. And so that is a con, but it's also in a good way, because you know that once your blush is blended out, it's gonna stay. So that's a good part about it. And so moving on to the pros, I love that once it settles in, it gives you like a natural glow. It has such a soft finish that once it's done and settled in, it just really looks nice on the skin. So I really love that. Another pro that I would say is that it works well with the setting powder. I'm just really loving how natural it looks, so it can definitely work for like an everyday simple light makeup look, and if you wanted to build it up as well, you can do that. And so I'm just going to leave it on my face for the rest of the day and come back and see how everything worked out.
8 hours later.
Okay guys, so I'm back. It's been about 8.5 hours since I put this makeup on. So far, I think it held up pretty well. So I do have some oily marks right here as usual. It's not as bad as some other foundations that I've used, but I think it held up pretty well. So I was touching my face, eating, doing the normal everyday stuff that you would do. And I think this makeup has really held up well, especially with the Fenty powder over it. So one thing that I noticed with this foundation is that when I go like this or kind of like smudge my face, it's not as prominent as other foundations. I don't know if it has anything to do with it being so liquidy, but it doesn't smear in such a way that it's so obvious. I guess some few things that I noticed was that my smile lines were a bit more prominent in this foundation as compared to other foundations that I've used, and I do actually feel the product on my face for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the consistency of the liquid, but I could feel the foundation on my face. I mentioned earlier that it felt like I was applying oil to my face, and I still kind of feel like there's oil on my face. I mean, it's not too bad. I feel like once you pat it down with the powder, it should be okay. But overall, I actually like this foundation, and I think I might be using it as my fall foundation, maybe my fall foundation. I'm not sure about winter yet, but I'm gonna start transitioning it into my fall makeup collection. Okay, so that is it for this video. Once again, these are the 3 products that I tried on today: the Rare Beauty foundation, concealer, and blush. In the foundation, I'm a shade 540C, but I'm really considering going up another shade. We'll see how that goes. If I do end up doing that for both the foundation and the concealer, I'll be sure to do an updated video so you guys can see how it looks on my skin tone. Once again, I really love the blush. I feel like it held up pretty well. Just a tip as you use it is to blend it out immediately after putting it on, or else it will dry up if you get the matte blush. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful if you're considering purchasing these Rare Beauty makeup products. So do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.